So does mindfulness work for autistic people? Why is it helpful? Why is it beneficial for people? I'm covering all that right now in this video, so don't go anywhere. You guys are awesome. Guys, welcome back to the Ask Me World. My name is Dan, and I have autism, ADHD, and I make videos like this every single week to help you understand autism a little bit better. So if you want to learn more and help me out actually by hitting that subscribe button, by clicking the notification bell, you would never miss a video, and it helps me out a ton. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you want a free gift from me, I have a free Autism Life Hacks PDF book, which you can download from autismhack.net right now. So guys, this is all about mindfulness because, you know, one of the things I did is I had a crazy big meltdown. Like, if you're familiar with autism, autistic people have meltdowns that are caused by triggers in certain situations. And I had a massive meltdown when I was in work. I used to work in a multimedia place, and I had a massive meltdown in work, and then I had to go for some therapy. And one of the things I had to do in therapy was understand mindfulness. Now, when people talk about mindfulness, they think about this very clinical, non-dogmatic, non-secular type of treatment that people give you when you go to certain health boards. Now, the health boards of the world have adopted and adapted mindfulness from Buddhism to create a type of therapy which anybody can use. Like, the layman can just pick it up without having to have any prior knowledge of Buddhism, which is the idea of it. But does it have benefit, and can it benefit autism? Now, the idea of mindfulness is to place you in the moment of reality, because we're too busy always like rushing around, like looking over here at this thing, looking at that thing, there's magazines everywhere, there's like bright lights and all this chaos going around us, and we're never really truly in the moment. And what happens when you're in the moment is you get a chance to just catch your breath and breathe a little bit and go like, oh, okay, now I'll get on with the other thing. But you hear all these terms like mindfulness and breathing and visualization and all this rubbish, and you don't really know what it means. Now, meditation is something very difficult for autistic people to deal with, because when you try to meditate, you have to clear your mind and stop that thought chatter, which is all the kind of stuff going on inside your head and your brain, which is really difficult for autistic people because we have 1,000 thoughts going a second, which is why I talk so fast. Sorry guys, I do talk fast. But more importantly, meditation would be great, but it's hard for autistic people to actually achieve. So mindfulness comes into play here, because mindfulness is something that you can do very easily without having to clear any thought chatter or anything like that in your mind. Now, mindfulness comes from the fact that you need to catch a time to catch yourself in that moment. A lot of the time they say, when you're washing the dishes, feel how nice the dishes feel in your hands and how the water glides across the dishes using the cloth. And then really think about the water running off the dishes and how you put the plate back into the rack and all that kind of stuff. That is mindfulness at its essence. But how do you get into that frame of mind? How do you go from being, hey, I'm a scatty, chaotic brain person, like an autistic person, an ADHD person, just running around, like, do all this crazy stuff? And how do I go to that to going, hey, I need to take this moment in and look at the trees and the clouds? There's a really awesome technique. Now, I use this technique to actually drink water. Now, one of the things is I never remember to drink water. So I made a point of training myself to, every time I glance over my water bottle, I have to take a drink. So then that led me on to something else, where my watch, every time I catch a glimpse of my watch or I look at my watch, I have to think about it. I go, look at my watch, mindfulness time. What am I doing right now? Sitting on a chair. How does the chair feel? Feels okay. How does the watch feel? The watch feels okay. I'm a little bit hot and a little bit kind of like uncomfortable because I don't like a lot of things hanging off my wrist. And then you go, this table is very solid and smooth. So what it does is it allows you an entry point into accessing mindfulness. So a lot of people will kind of get a piece of like elastic or string and tie a bead onto it and put that bead around their hands. And when they notice that bead is moving around or irritating them, they use that as a chance, a gateway to go, oh yeah, the bead. I gotta remember to take a deep breath and relax and think about the moment I'm in. What's the lighting like? What's the sound like? What is the air like? What am I breathing in? What can I smell? What do I feel like in this moment? That is pure mindfulness. Now, this is going to work brilliantly for autistic people, and the reason why is because it gives you a break, a mental and sensory stimuli break, because we're getting sensory stimulated constantly, right? But when you have a mental break, what you do is you allow yourself time to just tiny bit recharge. Your brain needs time to catch up. People on the autism spectrum don't even catch up when we sleep. And you know it, I'm talking to you. You're the guy who wakes up in the middle of the night and writes stuff on his phone, or her, she wakes up in the night, writes stuff in a diary because you got ideas flowing all the time. I know, I'm there every single day, guys. I'm with you. But if we don't allow our time for our brains to relax, we're more susceptible to anxiety and panic attacks and triggers like meltdowns and shutdowns and burnouts because our minds are constantly going. We have to, really importantly, give ourselves time to have a little bit of mental breaks. I had a meltdown the other day, which led me to really realize that I shouldn't be working until 10 o'clock at night every single night. So yesterday and today, when I finish work, what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch documentaries because it's how I like to relax. I know it's different because documentaries and stuff aren't really relaxing because they're quite learning, but that's how I relax. This video is brought to you by Brillia, and this is this week's sponsor. Brillia are absolutely fantastic. It's a homeopathic non-prescription medication that I take every single day, and this helps with all kinds of stuff. I initially started taking it for anxiety, but it's actually helped me increase my focus. And so by doing that, I wanted to work with Brillia a lot more, and I think that's why it's valuable to put here to tell you about it. So Brillia have Brillia for adults and Brillia for children, as well as some other homeopathic remedies for like cold and flu. But the main thing I use it for is to reduce feelings of like stress and anxiety and irritability and impulsivity, and just help me focus a little bit more and have some more clarity in my life. Having ADHD and autism actually really kicks me when I'm trying to do work. I'm trying to write like blog pieces, or I'm trying to write my books, or I'm trying to create videos, and it's hard to get that focus to just really laser sharp focus on something like this. So thank you to Brillia for sponsoring this video. There is a link where you can get 15% off using the discount code ASPY15 if you want to try out Brillia. Now, I do recommend, if you're going to try out Brillia, talk to your doctor first, because obviously taking any kind of medication, you want to consult your doctor first for your conditions. But definitely check out Brillia. The link is in the description down below. I highly recommend checking it out. Mindfulness gives you little bits of time where your brain catches itself. It gets away from the chaos. So mindfulness is really, really helpful. Now, if you're interested in mindfulness, definitely go to Google and just type in mindfulness techniques, and you'll find a ton of different resources. If you're interested in me doing a mindfulness video with you guys about training, drop me a comment down below. I'd love to listen to what you have to say, and if you want me to do that, I will do that. Give this video a like and a share if you think it's going to help somebody. Share it on Facebook and Twitter. And guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.